Hi everyone, my name is Lea Hogan, pronouns they, them, their, and welcome to the Teaching Support Staff Union.
The Teaching Support Staff Union's offices are located at SFU's 3 campuses. While SFU's operations are still limited, our office functions are limited as well, but you can still reach us via our email, website, or you can call us. We also have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Before we begin, it's important that we acknowledge that SFU's 3 campuses lie on the unceded Indigenous land of the Coast Salish people, including the Musqueam, Tsleil-Waututh, Squamish, Coquitlam, Stalo, Kakite, Katzie, and Kwantlen First Nations, as well as the Sinchothan and Hulkaminam speaking peoples of Vancouver Island who also know these lands. As a labor union that's fighting for workers' rights, it's important to remember that we are doing this work on stolen land. As we continue to fight for our rights, we also need to remember the community we are in and respect Indigenous rights. So what is a union? It's a legally recognized body that advocates for better working conditions and protects workers' rights. All workers, regardless of immigration status, have the right to a union. Part of being in a union is having a legally binding contract called a collective agreement. More on that later. Who is the Teaching Support Staff Union, or TSSU for short? It actually represents many different groups of workers. The quick way to remember is that if you're being paid to do teaching or research at SFU and you're not a faculty member, then you're likely in the TSSU. You can see all the job titles in the image provided. A fun fact about one of our newest member groups, the Research Assistants and Grant Employees, is that they are the first group of RAs in Western Canada to be unionized. When you first accept an employment offer for any of these positions, you automatically become a TSSU member and you retain your membership for 2 semesters after your last contract. The TSSU is a grassroots, independent union formed in 1978, and we have 3 guiding principles. First, TSSU is a non-hierarchical union. Within TSSU, there are no bosses. We all have equal power when making major decisions, and we make these decisions through our second principle, direct democracy. Each member gets a vote and a voice. We are also a feminist union as a part of our history within the feminist movement in the 1970s, and we adapt these principles to acknowledge that everyone is a whole person and a part of a larger community. When we fight for our rights, we are also fighting for the rights of the community at large.
One key component of being in a union is having what is called a collective agreement. This is a contract negotiated between the employer and the workers on the rights and responsibilities that the worker and the employer have to each other, which we refer to as the terms and conditions of your employment. The collective agreement also works in tandem with the legal framework given for all workers in Canada. In BC, parts of this framework include the BC Labour Relations Code, BC Employment Standards Act, BC Workers' Compensation Act, and the BC Human Rights Code. These legal frameworks are at play when it comes to hours given to TAs and TMs. It's important to track your hours of work throughout the semester, including tasks like emailing students, reading course material, and other related tasks for your job. During the semester, your course supervisor will conduct a workload review and can adjust workload, ensuring you can complete your work within the allotted hours in your contract. If you're going to go over your hours, your supervisor can request for more compensation, or you have the right to stop working once you've hit your maximum allotted hours. Note that you don't need to hit your maximum amount of hours if you can complete your work with less time. Remember that TAing is a learning experience and a financial support during your studies. As a member, those in a teaching position have access to healthcare benefits which fall into primary and extended health/dental. Primary healthcare covers things like doctor's visits, hospitals, x-rays, etc., and everything else falls into extended health and dental coverage. International students are charged for primary healthcare, but can get up to $900 a year back as part of their benefits. Be sure to enroll in 100% employer-paid International Student Health Fee, or ISHF for short, and get the 85% reimbursement for the GuardMe insurance if this is your first semester in Canada. You can also enroll in the extended health and dental benefits that you see in the image shown. Keep in mind that these are not automatic. You must enroll in the health plans alongside enrolling in the ISHF coverage and GuardMe reimbursement. Go to www.tssu.ca/benefits to learn more on how to enroll. Enrolling in your first month of employment is essential to ensure all fees can be covered. Other benefits include a childcare fund to help parents with additional costs during their employment. This benefit is accessible to all TSSU members, including research assistants, as well as those not working currently. Another benefit is tuition deferment, where you can gradually pay your tuition throughout the semester automatically through your position. You do need to pay tuition fully by the end of the semester. In addition, you have up to a month's sick leave in a semester per contract appointment. Again, these benefits are not all automatic. All of these benefits and improvements would not be possible without the collective power of the TSSU membership. It takes members coming together and demanding for better conditions to see these changes made possible. For example, when there were changes to MSP, which we now know as the International Student Health Fee, ISHF, SFU was refusing to cover the fee for our international members. We organized and won this coverage back.
How do we come together to advocate for better working conditions? One of the ways is through collective bargaining. Collective bargaining is the negotiation process where the employer and the union get in the same room and negotiate new language to go into the collective agreement. At TSSU, we try to include as many members in the process as possible. How does this happen? Every round of bargaining, the membership votes to strike a contract committee and elect members like you and me. The committee will survey and talk to members on what improvements they want to see, draft priorities and proposals based on this data. These priorities are then adjusted and are then voted upon by members at a meeting. Once approved, we can start bargaining. It benefits SFU to delay bargaining, but the membership can organize actions that apply pressure to SFU to demand we win the improvements that the members want. The benefits we've mentioned were all fought and won at the bargaining table over the last few decades and could only be achieved through the collective power of our membership. However, these benefits and rights are currently not extended to one of our newest members, research assistants and grant employees. We're still bargaining for their very first collective agreement. In November 2019, research assistants and grant employees were voluntarily recognized by SFU as part of TSSU after a strong grassroots campaign by research assistants to join TSSU. Research assistants and grant employees do have access to advocacy and the childcare fund. However, there is still more to be done before they have access to the rights they've been wanting when they decided that they wanted to join the union. The priorities identified by RAs for first collective agreement are to include all RAs in the union, bring transparency by ensuring having individual contracts with clear details on hours, pay, and work expectations, protect against key inequities such as bullying and harassment and intellectual property theft, build a fair wage and benefit floor, and extend current benefits that apply to teaching positions to RAs. As we bargain, we continue to update members on the process and encourage members to get involved. You can find out how by visiting bargaining.tssu.ca. How can members get involved in the union? As we move closer to coming back to campus, we will have more in-person events and social for folks to meet new people, eat free food, and have some fun together. You can join our monthly general membership meetings where we discuss updates for members and vote on important topics. Our union also functions on the support of our many committees like our Membership Mobilization Committee, internal relations, grievance, health and safety, and our solidarity and social justice community. And of course, each department can have at least 2 stewards who are the frontline communicators for the union to members in the department. If you want to become a steward, reach out to us at TSSU at tssu.ca. We're strong together. Our collective power will get us the right we deserve.